Hello again, welcome to today's attempt of a Stepdle puzzle. On this day in 1847, Thomas Edison was born, famous inventor, and so I'm going to be using some of his inventions as the starting guesses for my attempts at today's puzzle. Now, before I get some comments from fans of Nikola Tesla and people like that, many of these might not technically be Edison's inventions, but they're things that he worked on to improve and do a better version of what had come before, which is kind of almost as important as inventing it in the first place, arguably, maybe. Anyway, I don't know. This is just a way of getting some words. He invented, or improved, a electronic vote recorder. Got the V. That is not what I expected. I thought I might get 4 greys there, but I didn't. So I don't have to go with my backup, which would have been cars, because he invented an alkaline storage battery for electric cars. What are we going to do with the V, given that it's not going to be a VE ending? Let's just try evil. Oh, I hope it's not a duplicated E, but I think it has to be even or ever. Not many words start with EV, which is a coincidence given that we were just talking about electric vehicles. Anyway, I will move on. The one that everybody associates with Edison, the light bulb. Ooh, L and T, so it's probably an LT ending. Doesn't have to be, of course. Let's try malt. Not the nicest of words or the most common, but it's the first thing that sprang to mind, and at least it is an LT ending, so that bit was correct. What's going to be the first two? Maybe adult? Oh, volt. Oh, we're on a really weird streak here with the V's appearing in every word so far. Not what I expected. His next invention or popularisation / improvement was a carbon transmitter. Carbon gives me A and R in the correct place. That's better than I was expecting as well. How about parted? Don't really like using the P, but I can't think of anything else that can go first, and I want to use the T, E and D. Oh, and as it happens, I should not have done, so I don't know what the ending of this word is going to be. We're going to have to use an A, U or I, surely. We could duplicate the A. What's the first letter going to be? It could just be the T, but then what would the ending be? LY feels unlikely, given that the T would then have to come first, because it couldn't be fourth. IST, that's, I suppose, a plausible ending. What would the first letter be? And if it's not an IST, maybe ITY, but again, what would that first letter be? I should have tried parity last time. That would have been a pretty good guess. Clearly completely wrong, but it would have, in hindsight, it would have helped me find out about some letters that I'm now wishing I'd found out about. Oh, I don't know. Garist? You can be garish, but is somebody who's garish a garist? Probably not. So, if it starts with the T instead, what would the ending be? I don't know. Not that many things start T-A-R, funnily enough. And I'm actually learning that not that many things start blank A-R. This should not be as difficult as I'm making it look, I'm sure. It could be a A-R-R-A-T ending? Something like that? What could that first letter be? It's still... I cannot get this IST or ITY ending out of my head, but it can't be either of them. I don't think, because I cannot think of something that works. Warmth. That's not an IST or an ITY ending, that's why I couldn't think of something that worked. But I don't know where that came from, but I'm glad it did. We could have been there all day. Right, stencil. He invented a stencil pen, which is, or a pneumatic stencil pen, which is basically the precursor to modern tattoo machines. Stencil gives me 3 letters. Again, we've got one in the right position. The I is correct, which is interesting because it's not an IC ending. So what is the ending going to be? This might be another pretty difficult one because when you've got an I in that position, there's probably very few words it could still be, but finding the correct one might be quite difficult. T-A-I-N, that's definitely a plausible ending. Pertain would use the E, which we can't use. Curtain would use the C, which we can't use. There's got to be something that fits. Oh, there's got to be something that fits. It can't just be those 2 words that end T-A-I-N, surely. Can't even be terrain if it was an R-A-I-N instead of a T-A-I-N, because we still can't use the E. Train, I suppose, is a plausible ending, but what would the first 2 letters be? Untrain? I don't think that's a word. Oh, something. How about Puritan? Maybe that will be a capital. Oh, it's got the A and the I the wrong way round. Okay, so it's not even. It's not even a possible answer. It feels like the 5th letter should be an A, but I just cannot see what can go around it. Obtrain, adtrain. That's not a word either. On train? Everything uses an E, that's the problem, like refrain or detrain. It could be something like that. That feels like it must be a word, if I think of the correct first and last letters. Am I just thinking of the French word for mountain? Is it French? Montaigne? Have I just made that up? Anyway, it's clearly not a word. But what is a word? R could be the last letter? Portain? No, I didn't think that was a word either. Or fortain. I really don't know what I'm thinking of. I'm just going to go for pertain. It can't be correct because of the E, but I really need to know if the A is 5th. It's not after all that. Okay, so all we've learned, we've ruled out the P and the R, we've ruled in the A, so that could be useful. Something like keratin, but obviously with a different first 3 letters. Could be an atin ending though, some vitamin thingy like keratin. Or am I just thinking of things like dopamine, which is clearly wrong as well? Oh, I don't know. What is the start of this word? Could be a TA or even a T blank A. See, OIN is just so much less common than ION as an ending. That's the problem that I've got here. UIN feels unlikely. I don't think Tarquin is a word. Can't be correct anyway because we've ruled out the R, but I kind of want to try it. No, okay. I didn't think it was a word. I'm just going to have to go for something that's definitely not correct just to give myself some more information. Let's go for thought, because I'll see if the T is first. I'll see if the O, U, G and H appear. Nothing appears. Oh, this is getting more and more difficult by the second. I'm just ruling out more and more letters. Oh, vitamin. I said vitamin. I said, is it keratin or some vitamin like that? And I didn't think of the word vitamin itself. That was a bit foolish, to say the least. I'm glad it suddenly came back into my head. It's because I'd ruled out all of those other letters. There was even fewer things that it could have been. So, 3434, that's not a bad pattern. We still had 6 guesses left. But that was a very slow solve by my regular standards. So thank you very much if you stuck with me till the end. And that is the Stepdle puzzle. So thank you for watching, and now go and invent something. Bye for now.